Morning guys, how are we all doing? So Dan from Trading with Dan here. This is our Bitcoin morning update. So we will go straight over to those charts. So yeah, as you can see, we've had a little bit of a dip down just now. So yeah, that's obviously the the talk of the town. Not really, but yeah, this is looking a little bit like a head and shoulders, as you can see. Yeah, it looks like head and shoulders. But yeah, I mean, also it's just a back test of this support. At the moment, another back test. I mean, obviously we had the back test here, back up to the trend line, back down to here. So yeah, but yeah, like I said, does look like head and shoulders. Potentially could get us down to this 9,000 and trigger us through. But I mean, we over the weekend, may that happen, may that not happen. I'm not too sure. I often don't expect big moves over the weekend, but obviously we can get them, and then obviously they retrace as soon as the CME opens. But yeah, again, it just kind of looks like a rejection of the top of the trend line, and then obviously a support of this. So we are getting squeezed. We're getting squeezed by these. We'll have to break out one way or the other. I was taking longs yesterday under here, and then I did take them off. I'm just gonna try and work another long under here again at this level, maybe with some orders just below as well, with some stops just below that, just because I feel like we could be getting squeezed up and we could pump through here and take this level out. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at. 4 hour 9, obviously you can see basically this was a 9. 4 hour 9 basically bounced the price nicely, as you would expect. Basically. So that was a good obvious looking entry there, even if it only really was for a bit of a scalp. But yeah, stochastics on the 4 hour obviously turning up, looking all right. A bit of wavy around there. Maybe they're gonna tick back over, but yeah, I mean, we obviously just got to bounce off this 9,200 support, and then they will then be okay. 8 hour Stokes, yeah, 8 hour Stokes coming down nicely, so these obviously have got a chance to turn back up. The 12 hour, our main ones are obviously coming down, which is obviously the main ones to look at for just efficacy with price action. So yeah, this is coming down. Like I'm saying, obviously Bitcoin can hold up here, hold above 9,200. I've been saying that hold above 9,200 whilst this comes down. Can look at that as just a sort of a bullish reset of these Stokes, and then obviously when it then eventually turns back up, it's game on again. Daily looking good, daily looking strong, breaking its trend line, all good on the daily, and then obviously we know the weekly, we know the weekly story. But we'll be getting a new tick in this next week, so we can see how far down we potentially come. Yeah, so obviously we want this to come down as far as it can, with price action not coming down as far. That's what we need, a sort of bullish divergence of sorts. But yeah, so this weekend, am I expecting much? Probably just wiki weekend action, liquidity hunts either way potentially. Maybe we're having one now. Maybe we're gonna have a wick below here. But yeah, do I expect any major levels to get broken and get follow through and then continue? Not necessarily. Obviously, we have got some bearish things going on here. We are obviously testing this support again. We've got a head and shoulders looking at pattern. We are getting rejected by this trend line. Also this fake out above, and this is what is looking like a fake out above here as well, but only marginally. I mean, it depends where exactly you draw the line, but these could be predicting a move down to around the 9,000, and then we will get some wiki action down to test this support maybe. That would look fully reasonable on the charts, but at the moment we're at support. Stokes looking okay. Some of the Stokes looking okay. I am potentially speculating along, just to try and get this move up and this break above here, try and get behind it so I can then really leverage up, basically take out those offers as we start to push our way up. So yeah, I do feel like we will be waiting for the 12 hour Stokes to reset though, before we can potentially get that. That's from the daily. We can now adjust that. We know we clearly smashed that daily trend line, so we could make it into a nice little 12 hour trend line where we could we could look for some support. maybe we've not got much further down to go in this 12 hour. Let me just see when this 12 hour ends. So the next tick is in a couple of hours, so it could very likely bring us down to that level, and that could be a nice support zone. So we'll see how that works out. So yeah, so that's it, guys. Remember, not a financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Oh, if you're in the group chat, the Trading with Dan group chat, we're talking about some alts. L1 is a good one that had been pumping. Dogecoin was on the list, on the buy list originally, and yesterday we were talking about Carver being the next one, looking like it was going to pop. And if we have a look at what, there's L1, if we have a look at what Carver did today after we spoke about it yesterday, a nice, well, it's gone up even more now. This was on hey, what am I trying to say? This was on 25% up this morning, but yeah, looking like it's making the move. Probably get to that standard 30-40% pump that we're seeing from these DeFi alts. But yeah, talking about this yesterday, nice move. So yeah, that's it, guys. Remember, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and I will speak to you guys on the next one.